Okay. So myself, Satish, and I hold around 7 years of experience into IT, and
Okay.
I was working on Qlikview from past 4 years.
A lot of coding involved in this?
A little bit of coding is involved.
What
Okay.
is this? This
So
is used for the BI tool, is this completely?
yes, yes, it's a BI tool. Yes.
Why not Hadoop?
Hadoop is completely a different thing. Hadoop will be for unstructured data. So this
Okay,
is for
okay.
structured data. So Hadoop, let's say if I'm doing a Facebook, I'm trying to do some browsing on my Internet Explorer and all. So for that unstructured kind of data, Hadoop will be a good tool to handle it.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Yep.
that's how it is.
Mm. So we have the data, and to utilize this data, we are using Qlikview.
Yes, yes, yes. So basically, Hadoop will be for purely unstructured data, and if at all you want to make Hadoop to work on your systems, you need to make sure you have a good Java skills.
Oh, I mean
Yeah.
they are having some other technologies like Pig and Hive. I mean, Pig. You heard
Yeah,
about the
yeah, I mean,
company?
yes, yes, yeah. You need to know about core Java. So initially,
Okay.
the people who teach you, they tell that Java not is not required, but when you really comes on working on your real time environment, you require Java.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, I think we can get started.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get started with Qlikview. So is Qlikview, this is not a new tool. This has come up in the year 1993-94. So
Oh,
it's a pretty old tool. So it has come up in the 90s. At the time, we might be doing some kind of schooling in the 90s. So usually Qlikview is basically the tool which is a very old tool. This is not a new tool or a brand new tool which has come up in the market like Hadoop and which is trying to show its importance in the market. So it's pretty old tool. Okay, so let us list out some of the common features which made Qlikview more prominent in the recent times. So usually, I can tell that the cost is very much low when compared to our traditional BA tools which are already in the market like Cognos or MicroStrategy or MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence. Apart from that, the cost is pretty much low and the time taken to implementation of the report is very less and the value is being doubled and the tool is also UI driven tool basically, user interface driven.
okay,
That means
okay,
any business user can go ahead and do that. I mean, and moreover, as a developer, if I'm publishing the reports to publisher, Qlikview server via Qlikview publisher, so everything the user can connect and he can see the reports on fly.
I get
So
it.
if you keep on asking me, I'll tell n number of features like this, why Qlikview and all. But in general,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, yes. What is Qlikview?
Okay. Yeah. So and moreover, these are more of a common features which we can even find in Google also. Why Qlikview and all. But in real time, there are two important factors which make Qlikview more popular. The first one is in memory, and second one is agile methodology.
Okay,
Okay. So what is in memory? So if you ask me what is Qlikview, I'm going to tell it's a reporting tool. No, no, please give me some more information. It is a business intelligence reporting. Can you elaborate to an extent? So I can tell Qlikview is an in-memory BI reporting tool. That means Qlikview is designed on in-memory technology. What is in-memory? So in-memory is nothing but reading the data from the RAM instead of reading it from the hard disk. So the
okay.
output of in-memory is the data retrieval will be pretty much faster. I can retrieve lakhs and lakhs of millions and millions of records in seconds.
Yeah, I
Whereas
mean,
in a traditional reporting tool, something like Oracle BI or Cognos or MSBI, it obviously gonna take some time. It
mhm.
will try to take some around in a minute, some 10 to 15 minutes to fetch the information. So I'm gonna one of the factors is in memory, which is reading the data from the RAM instead of reading it from the hard disk. And the second reason is, so the second we are talking about is agile methodology. Agile methodology is something which is a kind of a methodology which has come up recently in the IT world, and everyone is completely binded to that agile methodology. So what exactly agile methodology is? Agile methodology is basically a typical, there will be a typical iteration which is of a 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and each iteration consists of a kind of stories, which is nothing but requirements, and each requirement talks about what the acceptance criteria. And if this acceptance criteria will give the information what needs to be developed, tested, and supported. Each requirement will be broken into a small pieces of stories here. So that is about agile methodology, a high level of agile methodology. But if you talk about two factors, one I told in memory, which is related to design aspect of the Qlikview. Qlikview is developed and designed in memory technologies. While agile methodology is something, a process which has come up recently in the IT, and everyone is completely binded, and now the entire world is moved in agile, and out of 100 companies, 95 companies are almost using agile methodology. How these two are interdependent here? So let's try to take out the purpose of all these two. So in in-memory usually try to get the data from the RAM instead of getting it from the hard disk. The output, the purpose of using in-memory is data retrieval ratio will be very high. And the second one is agile methodology. I can build some set of requirements. I'm not promising that I'm going to deliver the entire product, but I can build some set of requirements in weeks of time. Unlike like a V model or a waterfall model, which people used to use in the earlier days. These are the two main factors which made Qlikview more popular. But why do I not go and learn a Cognos or some other reporting tool? Yes, you can definitely go ahead and learn it. But the only thing is, it's not something like the tool doesn't have some kind of features or something. Any tool has its own reporting structure or its own prominent features and all. The only reason why those tools are not so prominent in these recent times is it's only because of the methodology which previously the IT has done. IT used to follow a V model or a waterfall model. At that point of time, these reporting tools are much in sync with the methodology which the IT has built. But right now, the entire world has been moved to the agile. So being in the agile world, I need to deliver all my requirements in weeks of time. If at all I want to do in less amount of time, basically the less requirements. So I require a tool which can retrieve the data pretty much faster for me. And I'm going to use some tool which is built on in-memory. And one such kind of tool is this reporting tool called Qlikview. Okay, so I have a question here, something like, let me ask myself a question. So why in-memory now? You are mentioning this in-memory tool has come up in the early 90s. Why not now then? So it was there in 90s only, then why not now? I mean, so the thing at that point of time is, there are two reasons. In 90s, most of the IT systems are not automated. And the second reason is the data. I mean, at that point of time, the data volume is also very less.
Yeah.
Yeah, people really didn't see much need of getting the cost data. At that point of time, even the traditional tools at that point of time which are in the market is also sufficing the purpose. So now the data volume has been increasing day by day, and where we ended up is with unstructured data. We never know if there is any kind of other structured data which is going to come in the future. So we are ended up here, and we never know how to, I mean, so that's how the idea is. That is one reason. And second reason is, in 90s, there is a in-memory tool, but at that point of time, the RAM cost was pretty much high in the 90s. That's why people really didn't see, okay, now my business is not demanding, why should I purchase a tool which is built on in-memory? So now, in the recent times, in-memory technologies has growing its importance. And the second reason is, the RAM cost was pretty much high in the 90s, but now you can see the RAM cost has drastically come down, which is giving more, encouragement for the people who can go and buy in-memory technologies. So why should I use, okay, you are telling I agree to everything, whatever you mentioned, but why should I use only Qlikview? Is there really no other reporting tools which are available in the market? Yes, there are lot many tools which are available in the market on in-memory also. One such good example is SAP HANA. SAP HANA is also built on in-memory technology. But it is not recommended to compare Qlikview with SAP HANA because Qlikview is purely a reporting tool. But whereas HANA stands for High Performance Analytical Appliance, which is a combination of multiple solutions. can act as a replication agent using one of the ETL tools called SAP BODS, and it can act as a database which can store the data in the database, HANA database, and it can also act as a reporting tool. And moreover, the cost is also pretty much in varying. Qlikview I can get it in lakhs, whereas the cost of SAP HANA installation will take me in crores. Because of all these things, it is, I'm encourageable to go and if you really want to compare with other reporting tools, yeah, I can have very much of reporting tools called Tableau and Spotlight. But each tool has its own capability, and Qlikview will stand on the first place where it can give more customization. It's not about something else. And it also recently, Qlikview also launched a product called Qliksense, which will now we don't even need to write a single line of script there. They are going to integrate that with Qlikview. So let us see how the Qlikview is going to bloom in the near future. Let's wait and see. And one of the unique features in Qlikview is Qlikview performs as auto associative connections. What is the meaning of associative connections is, so this is one of the main difference of Qlikview with other BA reporting solutions. So in the other BA reporting solutions, the approach is purely traditional. It needs to be followed in the same hierarchical order. But here, when you take about the associative approach, I can navigate in any of the fashion. It's purely a user-driven tool. This slide is something which is not prepared by me, the diagram. It is coming from Qlikview. So it's purely, you can rely on this information. And this is a purely ID-driven, which is a traditional, but whereas a tool like Qlikview is a user-driven. Next, coming back to the architecture of Qlikview. So the architecture is pretty simple, and it has three major components. One is a desktop, other one is a server, and other one is a publisher. Desktop is a window-based GUI component where you can typically go and perform your designing activity and development activity. Development is where you are putting some kind of a small pieces of coding, and designing is where you are building your reports. Let us see the first understand the architecture. This is something which I have given it for the understanding purpose by not including the other components. We'll understand this and then we'll move on to the original diagram. So here the first component is a designing or a development where pretty much the user will go and he tries to build the reports. Once he builds these reports, he can publish these reports to Qlikview server via Qlikview publisher. So access point is where the user will enter the user ID password and he'll go to the desired path and he will see his report or a dashboard. So as the server and publisher, Qlikview server and publisher is a server-side product, we have one more component based on web browser called management console, or typically Qlikview enterprise management console, where you configure your Qlikview server and manage the Qlikview server. So let me open that as well. Google.
I mean, can you please tell me which companies are using this Qlikview?
There are around 15,000 companies which are currently the customers of Qlikview.
Wow. So, any chipset companies like Qualcomm, IBM, HP,
Qualcomm,
Toshiba.
HP uses it. HP is using. So here you can see this is the architecture overview from Qlikview. The three main components are highlighted in the green color. This is the desktop where you are publishing all your source documents, and your source documents will be of two types. One is QVW and another one is QVD files. QVW is something Qlikview workable file or a worksheet file where your typical reports and dashboards contains. QVD file is Qlikview data file where all your data will be residing. And how you publish all the source documents is via Qlikview publisher to Qlikview server. And here you can see the client's logo where his web browser is connecting to Qlikview server and getting the link. Got that?
Okay. So okay, the data is processed and it is stored, and
Yeah.
requirement is given. Yep.
Yes, yes, yes.
So if you could just show me a little bit like how this platform, I can check it online, but tell me please. Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly you want to see how Qlikview works here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, just give me one minute. Yeah, that's fine before we close for the day. So when I open a Qlikview desktop here, I can click a new here, I can click a cancel, I can go to the edit script window here. Once I move on to the edit script window, it is opening up typically like this one. When I open up this, when I can go and connect to a ODBC or a OLEDB sources or a typical Salesforce or the environment which is lying on the cloud environment also, or I can go and get the data from table files. So for now, what I would like to do is I'll get the information which is in the table files here. So I'm typically taking transact.csv, clicking open. It will take that information here. This is the delimited file with the comma separated. You can click here finish, and you can pretty much save this file, and I think this is the first one in this laptop first. Reload, and it is fetching this 737 records of data from the transaction file. You can click OK, I can click add all, click OK, do Control A, select everything. Okay. Let me also put those. Okay, so I have rearranged this, and pretty much if at all I want to see for this transaction, it automatically shows up this. Or if you want, you can go ahead and build the charts as well. So for that, I need to customize my toolbar. So I'm saving this, and my design bar is there here in my toolbars. So I brought this design toolbar. Here I can create n number of objects, or I can also create a brand new chart. I can take a basic bar chart, and I can take some dimension, and I can specify some expression as see some sales information. This okay. Give me basic bar chart. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so
Cool.
if you see here to build this report, I haven't written any lines of script.
Yeah. Yeah. That is what
Just I extracted my source information, and on top of it, I reloaded this document and I built the report. That's it.
Okay, so this is very good. It is like these Excel macros.
Yeah, macros, and you don't need to write macros also. In the previous older versions of Qlikview, to perform some functionalities, we need to write macros. But in the recent versions, everything has come up. Most of the things has covered with an options in tool. You can pretty much go ahead and use those.
Oh, okay.
For
It is,
example,
yeah.
we have one feature in Qlikview called alternate states, which is here alternate states. This alternate states is something which is not there with this previous version. The version currently which I am using is 11.2, and this 11.2 has before 11 version there is no concept of alternate states. We need to write a lot of macro here in this edit module, but that has saved our time by just putting a alternate states option there. Now, if you, how it happens is in the recent times, no one is really want to go and do a lot of scripting here. They just want to build the reports on fly. It's purely a UI driven ML. Even the business user also can go ahead, and it's not only the technology has been given only to the IT guys. That's how the market was trying to boom in the future.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And this very much fits it. And how much data can it be possibly working upon? I mean, like any data, it will work upon it?
Yes, yes, any data it will work on it. So now if I connect to a typical CSV file or an Excel file, if at all I want to connect to a DB, I can click connect. I can establish the DB connection by providing the server name, user ID and password. And once I click test connection, it will tell connection succeeded, okay, you can click okay, it will connect, and if you click select, right, now it will show you the list of all the tables information here. I want to, oh, sorry.
Oh, okay. Connect.
Let me finish off this.
Yeah. Successful.
Okay,
Okay, select.
okay. Once you let me not load this user. So I'm clicking customer stable information, click OK. Now customer stable information will come. I can click reload. Now customer stable 92 also appear. That means Qlikview has the
Okay.
capability to fetch the information from multiple data sources. Okay, in the tomorrow's class I will show you how to get the data if it is typically lying in a cloud environment, typically a Salesforce one.
So structured data, quick view is very much useful. So we can use some other tool to make the data structured and use Qlikview to see the necessary results.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Another interesting thing about Qlikview is you also no need to perform a lot of data modeling. Qlikview automatically performs the data modeling.
Okay,
So you can have a table viewer here. It will show you how the data has been loaded here.
okay.
Yeah.
How many types of data are there? And in your experience, I know you got 7 years of experience. What are the most challenging things that you had to face while using Qlikview?
Qlikview, most challenging things about Qlikview is, let's say, there is a huge problem of synthetic keys exception. Well, Qlikview, that is a major challenge actually. So sometimes the data comes in irregular fashion. We need to organize in a proper way. The data modeling has to be made perfect. That's the point of time. And sometimes after elimination of the synthetic keys, we'll see what is the synthetic keys and after elimination
Okay,
of the synthetic keys in Qlikview, the existing calculation stops working.
okay, okay,
Okay, so that's how usually that is one major challenge, and there is one kind of analysis previously in older versions prior to 11 version, there is not much of enhanced set analysis. So set analysis is one powerful feature which made Qlikview more easier. It just requires a basic sense of mathematics to write the set analysis syntax. So previous in the olden days, in the previous versions of Qlikview, people used to write lot many if conditions there. If you are putting lot many if conditions, it goes in number of checks there in the list, which will hamper my performance. So
okay,
those all things as in the initial days we used to struggle a lot, but now we are completely comfortable with the tool, the way the tool has been driving. And one more major challenge which we used to have is in the older versions of the Qlikview, the size of the data which I have shown in the previous figure called QVD, Qlikview data files. The size has become a major problem there. So if it cannot able to handle the data volume is pretty high. So what they have done is they have given a flexibility there, something like how much, whatever might be your data. If at all you have a huge volume of the data, go and increase your RAM capability. Based on that, my data size also keeps on increasing. There is no,
Yeah.
I'm not giving a restriction of the data. That's the way it is here.
Okay.